how are you? I worked on these slides like just an hour ago. I had planned last night what we were going to do today. So I hope Amber's like, I'm making energized. I'm getting ready. I'm like, please, people, I've been in Florida for 2 weeks. Let's not have super high expectations. All right, everyone, calm down. No, it's gonna be good. We're gonna work through some stuff with bod groups. We're gonna work through some stuff with Team Cup. We're gonna talk about goals and dreams. So my name is Julie Voris. If you are brand new to these power hours, welcome to this is actually called the Friday Party. So we've been doing these now. When did we start these? And by we, I mean just me doing the Fridays, like in the spring, April or May or something like that. And oh, you guys are so nice. So we've been doing them for a few months, and we have our Friday regulars, and we just sort of have a party. So if this is your first time, we start every Friday power hour that I'm leading with some music. We end everything with the music. We take a picture, we dance a little bit. There's a lot of what we call truth love. It's not tough love, it's truth love, because I'm not tough, I'm just telling you the truth. So there's a lot of that on here. Just some ground rules. So since it's been a while, not really ground rules, I guess housekeeping stuff, since it's been a while since we've been together, I tend to do a little more training mentoring than just quiet work time. And because I think that there's a time and a place for that and a space for that, and it's helpful to have that. However, I know that for some people that this hour might be their only work time and they just don't want to hear me, but they want to be in community. Totally cool. Just mute me. Just mute and be in community and work. And it's all good. It's totally good. Because I think it's better for you to come here and be in community and do work than for me to try to be quiet. That just doesn't work as well. So it's just better for you to hit mute than for me to hit mute. And I think that what we share and talk about is often pretty valuable. So it makes this power hour maybe slightly different than some others. There's more to the business than just sending invites. If we don't get our mindset and our belief right, it doesn't really matter what else we're doing. So we do talk a lot about that. If you come on late, likely I won't help you. Just saying. So you got to depend on your teammates here, because you're late. And grace, stuff happens, babies cry, things happen, whatever. But it's also not anyone else's responsibility to coach you on what you need to be doing. If you come on late and you don't know what we're doing, you know what to do. You have 4 vital behaviors. Start doing them. You don't need me to tell you that. Okay. So there's that. I try to put pictures, screenshots, anything like that in the chat. I try to do that. I'm not super tech savvy, so my regulars know it's always kind of a crapshoot if the PowerPoint's going to kind of come up, and we all kind of hold our breath and hope that the slides come up. And if I can figure out how to run a multi-million-dollar business, anyone can. So that's kind of where we are. Does anyone have any questions for me before we get started? Because we're going to dive right into talking about bod groups and inviting to bod groups. Does anyone have any housekeeping type questions? Anything that you need to ask me, you can ask me in the chat, or you can just unmute and ask me, and then we're going to get going. Yeah, I actually thought maybe what would happen if tomorrow we just didn't leave. What do you think they'll do? Well, do you think they'll throw us out of this house? Do you think my husband would miss us? Do you think what happens if I just don't go back to Indiana? Should I just try to find out? Let's just see what happens. And I'll tell you this, and then we're going to get started. This morning, Jesse and I went to go see the sunrise, and we saw dolphins, and it was magical. And so I'm bringing that magic to you, because it doesn't just stay here or whatever. Like, energy is energy. And so we're bringing that energy to you today too. So we'll have a magical power hour. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about bod groups and how to get going. Someone tell me if you can see that. Who can I see over here? Now I've lost your name, so I have no idea who any of you are. Someone just give me a thumbs up. Toy, I think I can see you. Can you see? Okay, cool. All right, so here's where we're going to start, and I'm going to run through these points, and then I'm going to flip to some different slides to show you how to do this in case you haven't done this. In the chat, first of all, tell me, I got to move this down so I can see the chat. Tell me if you are running a bod group, yes or no. It's just a yes or no question. Yes or no. Go. It should just be like a stream of yeses and nos. Someone's direct messaging me. Sometimes you do that and you don't even know. I do that too. Jackie, did you mean to direct message me? I mean, it's funky like that. Sometimes it just hits direct message when you're like, no, I'm just trying to talk to everyone. Okay, so anyone who's saying no, you need to set up a BOD group. Why? Because that's what we're doing now. And we've talked about this before. We've talked about getting off Facebook, but that's what we're doing. Everything now is tied to BOD group. And Jack says, I don't know what I'm doing. Jackie, I don't know what I'm doing most of the time either. We'll all figure it out together. Okay, so you're all good. But you need to be running a BOD group. So you need to talk with your upline coach about getting that started. You can be a co-admin. And, I had Doug Moss from corporate who talked to my team earlier this week about the elite program. And here's the deal, literally you can set up a BOD group. And if you're co-running it or you're a newer coach and you're part of a bigger BOD group that your upline coach is running and you're just learning how to run a BOD group, you could still set up a BOD group and invite your spouse, invite your significant other, invite your child, that's all you have to do. You need to be running. You need to have a BOD group under your coach account. So if your answer is no, and you're not really sure, what all that is, make sure you're talking to your upline coach, because I'm not going to go over how to set that up today, but you need to know that that's what you have to do. Moving forward, you got to have a BOD group. You just do. And yeah, there are definitely glitches, but it is the easiest thing ever. And now everything is tying to BOD groups. So it becomes just something that you have to do to run this business. Okay. So someone's not muted. Can y'all, since my screen is being shared, who's not muted? Can you guys tell? Just tell them they're not muted so that I don't have to go over there. She got it. All right. Okay. So here we go. We're going to walk through this. I'm going to show you the slides of what it looks like. So number one, we're going to run a report of your customers on BOD and customers on Home Direct products. You're going to do this whether you have a BOD group or not. And then you're going to invite to your BOD group. But if you don't have one, you're going to set one up and then you'll be inviting. And then we'll go into IG story. I don't know why there's 2 3s there. Okay. I'm going to move here and then I'll get to your questions. Yes or no, does everyone know how to run a report to find your BOD and other Home Direct? Shakeology, Performance Science. So there's a mix, yeses and nos. So if you don't know how, here we go. If you do know how, awesome, you're going to do this. You go to your Monitor My Business and you click on subscription orders. So right now you have 2 screens open, the Zoom that I'm on and another screen with your Coach Online Office. You have 2 screens open side by side. And when you get over to your Coach Online Office, you are monitoring your business and clicking on subscription orders. Type yes or no in the chat when you're there. Toy's just like, why? She doesn't even have time to type yes. She's just typing the letter Y. I like it. We don't have time to play around. We're just typing.
No, my keyboard's funky. It's so delayed. And I'll be here 5 minutes trying to write 3 letters. So
yeah, just Y. I don't have time to play around here. Okay, once you're there and you've got that pulled up, it's going to look like this second screenshot right down here where you can start to filter. And if you haven't done this before, this is probably blowing your mind in that you can filter by all kinds of pieces of this business. I'm starting with BOD. So you will drag from the colored tiles BOD down to the square, active subscriptions, and then you'll choose coaches or customers. I chose customers in this case. Once you have this done, you will see underneath it, I just didn't pull it up, you'll see underneath it a list of coaches or customers, whatever you chose, who have active subscriptions to BOD. You will then export that report. It comes up in an app called Numbers. Yeah, sometimes you have customers you don't even know because you got customer leads, probably, Barbie. You got customer leads, which is an amazing thing. So again, you can see on these little colored tiles right here, you can actually search for all of these pieces. So I just did BOD to show you how to do it, because now you know you can go back and look for Shakeology, you can look for Performance Line, and here's what I did this week. I did this week, and then I sent this out to my customers who have BOD, Shakeology, Performance Line. I'm inviting them to my group right now because they already have some or all of the pieces that they need to have to get into the group. I'm going to send this to my BOD customers. Then when they come back and say, well, this sounds interesting, then I talk to them about Shakeology, the Performance Line. I'm going to send it to my Shakeology customers. If they come back and say, this sounds interesting, I'm going to talk to them about BOD. So we get all the pieces in place. You'll export the report. Then you'll go to your BOD group. Okay, this is the place right here where if you don't have a BOD group, you are going to work on setting one up, but you're going to go ahead and export all those reports so you've got all that stuff. If you don't have a BOD group, you're going to set one up. Whether you just simply invite your child or whatever, it's the important piece is this is a piece of our business moving forward. We don't own Facebook, but we own BOD groups. This is a piece of our business moving forward, and everything is tied to it now. And everything is tied to you having one, operating one, being a co-lead of one. So if you aren't, this is a great time to start setting one up. And if you need more help with that, you can talk to your upline coach. But this is where you're going to go to that BOD group. I'll go back to share my screen. So here's my BOD group, Take Back Control. And you're going to click on invite. Let me get my chat back open. And then you'll click on invite. Hold on, I'm going to get to it. And then do you see where it says upload a list? Upload a list, and those will be your invites. I know, it's amazing. Okay, we'll take a minute, people catch up, and then I'm going to answer questions. And the beautiful part about inviting like this is you can invite multiple people. So I invited like 800 people this week, but with their email that's attached to their Beachbody account. So with their BOD, with their Shakeology order, whatever, it's their email attached to their Beachbody account. So hopefully it's going through, because hopefully they're getting the other emails that I have been sending or the other emails that Beachbody has been sending. So I'm going right here to where it says upload a list. And I did not do a picture of that, but when you get to that upload a list, that's where you'll upload a list. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now for 20 minutes. And you've got 20 minutes before we go into Team Cup stuff. And you can be inviting this way to your BOD groups, inviting from a list that you already have. But for the next 20 minutes, you're inviting using this tactic that I just showed you. Or if you've already done this week, you're inviting from a list for the next 20 minutes. I will go into the chat now and answer questions. Cool. Okay, I'm going to mute myself, maybe. Okay, go. Okay, I'm going to address this. Keep working. Just mute me if you're working. There's a question here that wants a script. Now, this is something that if you've been working with me for a while, you know I don't love the script thing, because the script is you asking for someone else to give you words to talk to your customers and your coaches. What would you say to just a human being? You don't need to tell them that you're moving off anything, or you can if you want. The big factor about BOD groups is that we've created it to run in sync with our businesses, and everything in our business is now aligning with BOD groups, everything. So moving over there, as you start to practice that, maybe you just run a little group with one person, that's totally fine. You know, send that invite and say, hey, you know, in an effort to really streamline my business and work with the tools that this incredible company has created for me, we're moving to this platform. It's a private app. How cool is that? It's exclusive to us. And you can send that out. And there's no need to make a big deal about moving. I think a lot of people want to be off social. A lot of people want to be off social. Yes, Barbie, invite to your group, even though I did. Just keep inviting, keep inviting, keep inviting. Yes, 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 yes. So Brooke, awesome light bulb moment going off right there. And then I think I put in there, I think I answered this question. I tweak my invite to be specific to the group that I'm inviting to. You can do that every single time. And then you can also click a little square in there, because our company's awesome, that says, save this as your email. And there it is until you change it again. Riva, yes, of course, you can start your own BOD group. That's the point. The point is to start your own BOD group. I'm sure your upline wants you to spread your wings and fly, talk to them about, and you can also be in more than one group at a time. You can be in your upline's group to continue to learn and grow, and you can also be running your own group. Yeah, Megan, you're a very smart CEO. You know how to copy from the list and then put it over there and paste it. You're just copying the list that gets created when you export that report, and you're pasting it into that box. So you export that report, and then right here, and then you'll just copy them and paste them into where it says upload a file. Those are those emails. I think, Abby, you can open it in a Google Sheet as well. Janie, what message would you want included in your invite? Not what message am I including? What message are you including in your invite? Ginger, that's up to you. Lauren, that's up to you. Yes, Lauren, I do personally. Make the decision yourself, but especially in 2021, because everything in our business is attached to BOD groups. So if you don't have a BOD group running in some form, you'll miss out on everything that's attached to BOD groups, which is an integral part of this business. So should you choose to continue your Facebook group, you can, but you also still need to have a BOD group running, and that's part of the business. Megan, that's up to you. Yep. Well, I'm not sure what would be faster than copying and pasting. You don't worry about all the commas. Like when it comes up in numbers, I just copy it, pop it over there, paste it, boom. Then if they're marked do not contact, you cannot contact them. Y'all, come on now. You know. Yes, yes. Selena, awesome job. 85 cents. Boom, just like that. Yes, yes, yes. Sinkata, I don't know what that means. See what happens when you send it. Aaron, I'll come back to that. My goodness, there's 25 more messages, y'all. Okay, hold on. Angie, that's up to you. No, it really doesn't. Like, just drop it in there. Copy it, paste it. I export it, I copy it, and I paste it. It really doesn't need the commas. Just copy and paste it. I copy and paste it. Yes, I include but everybody gets an invite. There's this, is that it, Lauren? Or Mercedes, is that the screen that you need them? Mine did not require commas. No, it did not. I just copied and pasted it. I think it's a much easier option, Heidi. It's a much easier option to me. Your business, do what works for you. Okay, I got to go all the way down the bottom, or I'm going to. I was a high school English teacher, so just keep your questions coming, dude. If I can teach Shakespeare to 18-year-olds, we can handle this. So come on now. Yeah, I do. You will hit a max. I think the max is 250. So I just, send multiple messages. Sometimes it says it's still downloading and it's not. Sometimes it's done. It's done. Just go to your downloads and check to see if it's there. Perfect. 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 93. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to start talking now. We'll get to these questions in a minute because I know there's a ton of questions and I want to help you be successful. I'm going to stop talking so that you can work. Okay, quick answer to the do not contact list. I think you can copy it, put it into Google Sheet, and then alphabetize it, and then just highlight the do not contacts and erase them. Erica asks, what's the best way to find out when your customer subscriptions are expiring? So let's go into my dot. Can you guys still see this? Amber, can you tell me if you can see this? Joy, tell me if you can see this. Yeah, okay. This is my daughter's account. Okay, I'm in Monitor My Business. The Wi-Fi is a smidgy slow. Come on. Okay, there we go. Subscription orders. I should be screen sharing. Can you guys see? Okay, you still see my slides, but Joy and Amber, just your slides. Okay, interesting. Here, let me go off. What if okay, let me go over here. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so this is Jesse's back office. So again, we'll do the same thing. BOD. Customers. Upcoming subscription. That's when it renews. Oh. So that you can play around with how it. So like hers is going to renew. Elaine's going to renew soon. So she's an awesome candidate to maybe not have it, cancel it and re-up with the challenge pack. So you can see, here it is. And then you can expand however many results you want to see. And then same thing, you'd export that report and you would have all that information. Cool. I'm doing way more talking than I had planned to. Does that answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I'm going to stop talking. Do not let me talk for the next 10 minutes. Go invite. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't go 10 minutes and not talk because I haven't talked to you guys for several weeks, so it's impossible. Okay, so before Gina, I answer your question, do you see the last part of your comment? This is a challenge for me. Here's what I need you to add to this. This is presently a challenge for me, and I'm learning. Okay, so we're just going to rewrite that story a little bit, that script in our head, and we're not going to get stuck on that. And also, I always want to remind you guys and advocate for you in that if you're not sure how to do something, seriously, Google it. I mean, in 2021, if you can't Google it, it probably just doesn't exist. It just doesn't. So if you're stuck and I'm not answering the question, you're not just Google or like even if you hit a button in your Coach Online office, what's it going to do? Disintegrate? No. So you'll be able to figure it out. I promise. I promise. Yeah, YouTube, go like, dude, I almost said GTS, but that just feels inappropriate. So, but yes. And Trina, if you're having some issues with inviting, you know what? Again, our Coach Online offices sometimes are glitchy. So maybe just try signing out, clearing your cookies, signing back in, and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, and you just have to send in batches of 100, all right, cool. If that's the hardest thing we have to do in 2021, it's a good year. So it's okay. Just kind of play with that a little bit. Yep. Okay, cool. Thank you for answering that. Okay, see now I'm muting myself again. Here we go. We're giving it another go. Okay, that was a long time for me to be quiet. The question that Joyce asked about where do you find people, that's like a whole nother inviting, connecting power hour. So great question. It's just not one we're going to dive into too deeply right now, because we're working on invites and then we're going to talk about Team Cup. But Joyce, definitely connect with your upline coach on that question. And absolutely, it actually, and in a source I'm going to show you in a minute, it'll also help answer that question. Okay. Yes, Megan, you could do a coach sneak peek. You can do, like, I've done a bunch of stuff in bod groups. Like, bod groups is the world. So, oh, see, Lauren answered our Stripe question because I didn't know the answer to that. How awesome does it feel to get to like send out 100 invites? Doesn't it feel so much better than like the scrapping and like we forget about the people who are already in our database. We are looking for people new all the time, which is amazing, but we forget about the people already in our database who might just have one piece of the equation and need one little piece to get into our challenge group, and we forget about them. And this is such a great way to serve them. Sinkati, I'm going to answer your question to everyone. She said she switched off bod groups because it's glitchy. And of course it is. It's, new technology. And the reason why I'm advocating it for you, and of course it's your business, you decide what works for you. It's that everything in the business is tied to leading or co-leading a bod group in 2021. Recognition, like everything is. So if those pieces are important to you as part of building a business and you're not leading or co-leading a bod group, you won't be eligible for those. And that would be unfortunate when you simply need to open one and maybe invite one person. And then you're good. But if you look at the Road to Elite roadmap, there's a square on there for bod group. So again, it's your choice. It's your business. You do what works for you. You just need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of that. Y'all, you don't ever have to message me anything privately like that. Like, just put it out there so we can get the question answered. Yeah. It reminds them that you're there for sure. Kelly, well, I have a new group now. So this is really a practice I need to get in the habit of doing more often, like maybe once a week. I would say once a week, once every couple weeks. Okay. I'm going to move on because I literally evidently can't stop talking. So we're just going to move on to Team Cup. Let me find it. Hold, please. No, I don't really care if they get the email over and over again. Honestly, I just don't. Do you know why? Because I think more communication is better. I just do. I think more communication is better. And I think I've used this example before. I get an email from Pottery Barn unless I unsubscribe probably every single day. Every single day I get a email from my skincare line that I use, Tula, every single day, literally every day. And then it's just on me to unsubscribe if I don't want to get that. But I tell you what, when it's time for me to order skincare, who do I go to? Tula, because they're in my inbox every single day. I think more communication is better, but you find the rhythm and the balance that works for you. It's your business. That's a beautiful thing about this. Your business. Okay, here we go. Team Cup. Let's talk Team Cup. Also, before I talk Team Cup, let me see, yes or no, in the chat, whose first power hour with me this is. Who is their first power hour with me? You're like, who is this crazy person who can't stop talking? Why you said, Jackie goes, I love you, but this is my first power hour with you. As if the two are exclusive. You can like me and never do a power hour with me. It's okay. We can still be friends, Jackie. Oh my gosh, so many new. Okay, most of the time, Most of the time, I don't talk this much. Most of the time, I don't. We just hadn't talked for a while, so we had lots to say. Okay, Team Cup. Do you have a Team Cup? And if so, what is its name? Go. Name of your Team Cup in the chat. Go. We haven't picked one name. Team, no name. Okay, so many of you have your team, getting your team together. You know the importance of the Team Cup. So let me tell you what Team Cup is. Team Cup is doing what you should be doing in your business anyway. In my mind's eye, how I visualize it like this. You go to school and you go to a big university. Okay, the university has 50,000 people. Big, huge, Big 10 university. And then you join a sorority or fraternity. And all of a sudden that university has shrunk down to like 100 people. And it becomes very intimate and you become very connected and you're kind of on the same path and you're kind of on the same mission. That's what Team Cup is. We've taken all of Team Beachbody Network. You have your team, and now we've gone and brought it down to 5 people. And you and these 4 other people are like BFFs for the next till the end of February. And all Team Cup are the vital behaviors, but done at an exponential level with super hyper accountability to your team. And you get to win prizes. So, when people are like, what is Team Cup? Well, it's really building your business. You just get to do it with a team, which is fun. So if you're new and this is not anything that you've done before, that's totally cool. You've probably experienced something like this before, just in a different setting. Okay, so these are some of the prizes. If you go to teambeachbodycup.com, all this is here. I didn't make up any of this. This is all there. This is what you need on your team. This is what you can win. Y'all, do you see this picture of Shaun T? Do you know that is a workout with Shaun T? Like an exclusive, like private workout with Shaun T? Are you kidding me that you're not going to work your business extra hard to have a workout with Shaun T? I am. That's amazing. And then this bigger picture up here is the grand prize. So if you go to teambeachbodycup.com and click register now, that's where you will register. Just make sure you're on a Team Cup. Okay. So this is what will be required to make sure that you have muted yourself. Let me stop my share for a minute. This is going to be a resource that's going to help you in Team Cup. It's also going to help you with some of the questions that were in the chat that I didn't get to that I said Google. We're going to go to the Beachbody Champions page, YouTube channel. What? Did you even know there was such a thing? Well, you're about to find out today. The Beachbody Champions page, YouTube channel. This is what it looks like. When you go to the Beachbody Champions page, it will say video library. And if you look right down at the bottom, there is a Team Cup playlist, which means videos that help us get better at Team Cup, which really means get better at running our business with the vital behaviors. That's all that is. But look at all the other playlists that are there. There are action hours. There's stuff on Success Club system. There is product training, business tips, all the things right here on this YouTube channel. Is this resource new to any of you? Is this something that you've seen before, not seen before? Tell me. This is why you come to Friday Power Hours, people, even though I talk too much, because you learn this. This is an amazing resource. So what we're going to do for the next 5 minutes is make sure you're muted. And I want you to go through this. And if you click on Team Cup and look at the full playlist, you can also click on the individual videos and watch and mark them as watch later. You can start to curate your own playlist to come back to YouTube and watch later. And then you can, even though it's video, you actually don't have to watch it as video. You could just listen to it almost like personal development. You don't have to watch it if you don't have that capability at the time. So for the next 5 minutes, I want you on this YouTube channel. So you're going to have two windows open, Zoom and YouTube. And I want you making your own playlist of stuff you're going to watch later, specifically on Team Cup, and then anything else that you see right here. Go. Shan, stop talking in all caps. You're fine. We're on YouTube, and you're just typing in the search bar Beachbody Champions, and it'll come up. There you go. Kimberly Miller put it there too. But just go to YouTube, type in Beachbody Champions. See, that's why you don't need to talk in all caps, Shan. You just had a little miscommunication. It's all good. We're good. We are good. Okay, before we move on to the very last slide, and the big thing that we'll talk about, that kind of ties all of this together. I've been talking to my team about it for the last couple weeks. Does anyone have any questions that I could answer just on what we've gone over today? Don't ask me about the compensation plan. That's not what we talked about today. Anything that we talked about today that I can answer today? And again, normally we don't talk quite as much. It's just I haven't seen you for a while. And there's a lot to go over. I'm trying to find my cursor again. Any questions on anything so far yet? I don't generally run free groups, but that's a great question, Christy. And here's the answer to that. Do you want to run a free group on BOD groups? Then do that. Why not? What do you have to lose? Why not try it? This is a beautiful business of try, assess, evolve, try again. Christy wrote in all caps. She's shouting at me, have you run a free group? Okay, so now what I need you to do is put your phones down and just get out a piece of paper. Now's when we get serious. No, now's when this is the fun part. So put your phones down. Phones down. Like I can see you if your phone's not down. Anna Marie. I was a high school English teacher, girl. Don't play with me. Phones down, just a piece of paper, pen or pencil, doesn't matter. Don't ask me what color or what kind of pencil, doesn't matter. Okay, take a breath. Now we're going to have some fun. I've been talking about this with my team a lot. Our big dreams create big businesses, they create big lives that can change the world. On your piece of paper, in this order, what are your 3 big life goals? These are not business goals. What are your 3 big life goals? Write them down. And if you can't, then this is a beautiful opportunity to spend some time thinking about it. But number 1, what are your big life goals? Write them down. Okay, number 2. So kind of draw a line. So you've got 3 big life goals. So for me, it might be buy a house in Florida, pay for my girls' college tuition, be financially free. Boom, boom, boom. Draw a line. What are your business goals, both this year and long term? What are your business goals this year and long term? Because we're in it for the long play, friends. We're in it for the long play. So what do you want to achieve, this year, this quarter, this year, and then long term? What do you want to do with your business this year and long term? Write them down on your piece of paper. So you've got life goals, and you're going to have business goals underneath that. And then last, what will be your needle movers every day? Write that question down, because you're going to need to think on your action steps every single day. But what are your needle movers every single day? You've got big life goals at the top. You've got business goals underneath that. And then your action, your needle movers every day underneath that. The order is intentional. It's on purpose. Listen to me. When I started this business almost 13 years ago, back in caveman days, all I wanted to do was buy Nike shoes to teach class in. That's all I wanted to do. My dreams were that small. Had no idea what the potential of the business was. You can't say that now in 2020, 2021. 8 or so months into the business, I was at a training. I heard a conversation. It lit a light bulb in me. I started to understand what the potential of the business was. And someone asked me at that very same conference what I wanted to do with the business. And I said, for the first time out loud, I want to take my family back to Disney and I want to pay for it with my Beachbody money. That's what I want to do. Until then, it had been, I want to buy my shoes and maybe pay for dance class. All of a sudden it became, I want to take my family back to Disney and I want to pay for it with my Beachbody money. So thus began the process of making that happen. And I can very deeply remember going down to the bank with my paper check back in the day and cashing it and separating it and getting that money out to make the last payment on our Disney vacation that I was paying for with my Beachbody money. And the bank tellers cheered because they knew what was happening. And here's what I can't tell you: how many Success Club points I had or what rank I was. I have no idea. But those goals, those pieces fueled taking my family back to Disney. But the rank and the Success Club didn't get me out of bed in the morning. Taking my family back to Disney did. You have to have your life goal on top, your business goal underneath it, and then what's moving the needle underneath that, if you want to make that big life goal happen. This is not about how many times elite you can be or what rank you can be. Those pieces fuel your life goal. And if you don't know what that life goal is, well, what a beautiful opportunity you have to figure it out. My life goals have changed. Yours will too. I no longer just want to buy my Nikes. I just bought a pair of Nikes yesterday. I no longer just want to take my family back to Disney. I want to buy a home in Florida. It's a new life goal. So my business goals that I set will fuel that. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Women, I'm talking to you. The only way your business goals happen is by helping other people. It's the most selfless business on the planet. The only way your business goals happen is by helping other people. So if you for 1 second get in your head that it feels selfish to have a big business goal so that you can create a really amazing life, remember the only way you hit that business goal is to help a lot of people and to make a really big impact. The only way you make income is to make an impact, period. But if you don't have the life goals, it's not going to get you out of bed. Success Club 20 doesn't get you out of bed at 4 a.m. Taking my family back to Disney did. What are your life goals? So in the chat, share a life goal. Go. Yes. 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 And let me tell you something. I'm just going to randomly pick one. Mandy wrote by a beach house. Mandy, if your life goal is a beach house and your business goal is going to fuel that, what's going to get you out of bed in the morning? Your business goal, I'm going to hit Success Club 10, or I want to buy a beach house and I'm going to hit Success Club 10 sitting on the beach in my house that I bought with my money from hitting Success Club 10 from helping other people. That's how this business works, y'all. It's January 15th. We're already 2 weeks into this year already. These 2 weeks are gone already. It's not a dress rehearsal. You have a golden opportunity sitting in your lap right now. What are your life goals? What are your business goals? What are your needle movers? Over the weekend, your homework, welcome to Power Hour with the Teacher, your homework is to nail down your needle movers, invites, follow-up, whatever those needle movers are. For me, I know I need to run more. I call them Coach 411s. I don't call them sneak peeks. I got to run more of those. That's a needle mover for me. That's on my list right now. What's on yours? And then when you determine that, you're going to create a big business. It creates a lot of change. Yeah? And it's going to be awesome. You can go sit on your beach, or go to Disney, or wherever you want to go. You ready to take a picture Friday? This world's been kicking my behind. Life ain't been a friend of mine. Lately I've been feeling kind of low. Ready? Give me a high five. Go. Over her shoulder, pointed at the sign hanging up on the wall. I hope you have a great weekend. Go make your list. Alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Go make your list. Have a great weekend. Nobody's gotta worry about nothing. Don't go hitting that panic button.